What's up, everyone? Paul here from the Hoops Crew to talk to you today about Cameron Ling, the legend of the Geelong Football Club. Lingy has recently been notified, and we've all been told that he's going to be inducted as a legend of the Geelong Football Club. And we want to take an opportunity to celebrate that. We've gone through some darker topics recently. We do lots of match recaps and those sort of things, but we really want to celebrate the amazing things when they happen. And Lingy being inducted as a legend, there's a very, very small number of players that fit that bill. It's a huge, huge milestone. And so let's look at what it means to be a legend of the Cats. So I jumped on the club's website to get their wording specifically on what it means. Now, for me, this is quite, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Great. The word legend invokes stories of extraordinary deeds and actions, impeccable values, and strength of character. Geelong Football Club prizes these attributes most highly and seeks out these measures when elevating a person to the highest honour that the Geelong Football Club can award, that of a legend. In the history of the club, since 1859, there have only been 26 people who have been elevated to the status of club legend. Such is the esteem in which they are held. A legend of the Geelong Football Club will have displayed the club's values in an exemplary manner, epitomising the Geelong way, and will be a person who is revered both on and off field, whether a player, a coach, or administrator. And then they reference the ability to go and get the full policy online. But Cameron Ling is going to be part of this group. He's going to make it 27. So let's scroll through here and look at the names that this Geelong great is going to be joining. Now, the inductions have started since 2002. As I said, there's 26 of them currently on the list, and we're obviously going to be adding a 27th in Cameron Ling soon. But beginning in 2002, there was obviously, kind of topping up the list to kind of get the ball rolling initially. But Henry Tracker Young, Bill Eason, Alec Eason, Cliff Rankin, George Todd, Kaji Greaves, of course, the namesake of our annual award for the best and fairest every year. Reg Hickey, Fred Flanagan, Bob Davis, Bernie Smith. These are legends. Bill Goggin, Doug Wade, Polly Farmer, Sam Newman, Ian Nankervis, Gary Hocking, Gary Ablett Sr. There were 17 dropped in one fell swoop that covered more than a century of football at that particular stage, let alone the names that have been added since. And if you think about how there was 17 representing more than a century prior to that, the names that have come since, like the people who've been inducted since, it's really, really hard to receive this honor. And you'll see it. It took 5 years before we got anyone else added. David Clark and Dick Grigg, Paul Couch in another block of three. Peter Pianto. Then names that are kind of more familiar in terms of the modern group for even the youngest of Geelong fans. Matty Scarlett, Charles Brownlow, Peter Burns, Teddy Rankin, Frank Costa, and Corey Enright. That's it. And if you think about the countless incredible people that have come through the Geelong Football Club, on field and off it, there's 27. So clearly that number at the top is outdated. There's 27 on that list. And we're going to be adding Cameron Ling to that. So let's talk about Lingy and what he means to the Geelong Football Club. Now, obviously, he was an incredible player, and I'm going to kind of bring up his stats and all those sort of things in a moment. Bear with me as I kind of pull some little bits of tech wizardry here behind the scenes to kind of present his numbers. But the man was incredible. So, I bring up some of his data here, and I've gone to the good folks at Footy Wire who've kind of compiled all of it. We can kind of get the numbers. There's statistical measures that show that he's an absolute legend, one of the best taggers that the game has ever seen, and was so for basically the majority of his entire career. 2000 through to 2011, he was just a force and really hard to stop. And he'd get you defensively. He'd squash the impact of the player he was playing against, but he'd get you going the other way too, kicking a goal every game or two. It was quite extraordinary. I mean, he finished his career with 139 goals from 246 games. So he's going a bit more than half a goal a game, or a goal every 2 games. The thing that's really going to be immeasurable is the way that he completely would shut down his opponent. There's no stat that's going to show that, but he was incredible. And that's all the on-field stuff. And I'll leave these numbers up there while I kind of continue. But Lingy was doing extraordinary things on field, but it's the off-field stuff as a captain and the off-field stuff post-career that he continues to do in the way that he supports the next generation coming through, the way he continues to support the club with media commitments. And he's an extraordinary guy. Lingy, I would love for you to come on Behind the Play to talk all about it at some point. That'd be amazing. But I don't know quite how to reach out to you. So if you happen to be watching this, please hit us up. We'd love to have you on the show to talk about this career. But the way Cameron Ling has applied himself on field is only matched by the way he's applied himself off field. He's been an extraordinary figure for the Geelong Football Club as a captain, as a player, and as an off-field supporter and personality and champion of all things Geelong. As a Geelong supporter, I'm incredibly thankful for what Cameron Ling has managed to put together over the years and will continue to be. As he continues to do just an amazing job. You'll hear him promoting all things Geelong through their podcasts, their weekly podcasts. You'll see him in the media talking about things Geelong's doing. There's always a little bit of bias that creeps in. We love what he does. And we love what he does here at the Hoops crew. I love what he does individually, I'm sure. And clearly the club is loving what he continues to do. And so he feels like a very logical fit for the club legend status. Who else do you think could or should maybe one day be a part of this list? Let us know in the comments on YouTube. Let us know via social media. I have the greatest level of respect for Cameron Ling, and he absolutely deserves this honor. But let us know who else you think might join him. If I refer back to that list from a moment ago, there's plenty of players who, they've been kind of added in little blocks. Even 2017, we saw Charles Brownlow and Peter Burns added together. We saw Frank Costa and Corey Enright not added in the same year, but in a very short space of time. Maybe we'll see some others join him. We know about Lingy, but maybe there's more. When does Joel Selwood get a gig? Because we feel like that's inevitable. Hell, the guy's got a stand named after him at this point. There's been so many wonderfully talented and just wonderful people come through the Geelong Football Club. Let us know who you think belongs there on social media, via the comments. And otherwise, get excited for another week of football. We're right on the brink of another Cats game, playing North. Hopefully we get the chocolates. Thanks a lot for watching. Remain Geelong strong, and I'll see you next time.